Okay guys, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to solve for function notation. So basic function notation. So in this one, it's 2.2 if you're doing it with our notes. So it's 2.2 function notation. So you can notice I already have a little star right here, a little note. That little note is telling me that y equals f of x. So from now on, you're going to start seeing the notation or the writing f of x, which is this, f of x. If you ever see it, just know that it equals y. It's a fancier, better way of writing y when you're doing function notation. This is because this notation means that y is a function of x, or that y depends on x. You'll see what I mean with my example. So let's start with our example. The example tells us given f of x equals 2x minus 5, then find f of 3. So here, this is our problem. Given f of x equals 2x minus 5, then find f of 3. This is a 3, by the way. A 3. So what we have to do to solve this is we're gonna take this f of 3, this 3 right here. So we're gonna take this 3 and we're gonna replace it every time I see an x value. So wherever I see an x value on the function they gave me, I'm gonna replace it with the number 3. So I'm gonna do f of 3 equals 2 times 3 minus 5. Again, I got this because what I did is I took this 3 and I replaced it with every x I saw. So I got this x variable and I replaced it with a 3. I got this x variable and I replaced it with a 3. Once you do this, it's pretty simple. We're going to use kind of what we've learned in the past about solving. And we're going to solve for it to try to leave it alone. So to do that, what I have to do is we're going to solve everything that's after the equal sign. We're not going to touch the f of 3 that's before the equal sign. We're just going to solve everything after the equal sign. So to do that, I'm going to start by solving 2 times 3 because that's what PEMDAS tells us to do. So I'm going to do f of 3 equals, and then 2 times 3 is going to give me a 6, and then minus 5. The minus 5, I just brought it down. Once you do that, I'm going to do my subtraction, which is going to be f of 3 equals 6 minus 5, which is going to be 1. And that's going to be your answer. So your answer is f of 3 equals 1. Or f of x equals 1. 2x minus 5 equals 1. Whatever you want to write it as. So once I did that, that's all I have for that problem. So now let's show you another problem that they could give you when it comes to function notation. So the other problem they can give you when it comes to function notation, example, is this one. So given f of x equals 2x plus 3 with a domain of, and this is going to be of -1, 0, and +1. Then what is the corresponding range? So range. So given f of x equals 2x plus 3 with a domain of -1, 0, 1, what is the corresponding range? So in here, to solve for it, we're going to do something similar to what we did with the first problem. So I'm going to do like I did the other one, where what I did was replace the number they gave me with the x value. So the x value they gave me, I'm going to replace it with the number they gave me. On here, though, I'm going to have to do it 3 different times because they give me 3 different numbers. So let me color code. So I'm going to do it the -1, the 0, and the 1. So just like I did in this problem, I'm going to take the first number they gave me, which in this case is -1, and I'm going to replace it at wherever I see an x. So I'm going to put f of -1. Again, I replace that x with the -1 they gave me, equals 2 times -1 plus 3. So what I did, I replaced that x with the -1. I did a -1 because that's the first number they gave me. And now you're going to solve just like you did up here. So I'm going to do f of -1 equals, and then 2 times -1 is going to give me a -2 plus 3. And then f of -1 equals, and then -2 plus 3 is going to give me a +1. And that's going to be your first answer. I say first because notice how we have 2 other numbers that we haven't touched that they gave me. They gave me a 0 and a 1 as well. So we also have to solve for those. So to solve for those, I'm going to do what I did here, like I did this problem, but with the 0 now. So I'm going to do f of 0 equals 2 times 0 plus 3. Again, I replaced every x value I saw in this first function they gave me with a 0. And I do f of 0 equals 2 times 0 is just 0. And then plus 3. And then f of 0 equals, and then 0 plus 3 is just 3. So that's your second answer. So in this problem, we're going to get 3 different answers. We have 1 answer, 2 answers, and now we need our last answer, which is the third number they gave us, which was the 1. So I'm going to do f of +1 equals 2 times +1 plus 3. Again, all I did was I took this function and I replaced the x values with the 1, which is the last number they gave me in this list of numbers. So f of 1 equals, and then 2 times 1 is going to give me a +2 plus 3. And then 2 plus 3 will give me 5. And that'll be your answer. So you have 3 different answers on this problem. 1, 3, and 5. And that's how you do function notation.